Hi, I'm Jessica Patterson of Spinning Shadows Fiber Arts, and what are we doing today? We are going to magically turn these two balls of yarn that I spun on Grace, my antique wheel, into a single plied yarn using this drop spindle. And this convenient nail-bound bag that I made. It was going to be a hat, but it turned out to be too small for even my child's head. So a button and a couple of bands later, it's a nice bag. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop these into the bag with one thread coming out one side and the other coming out the other side. There we go. This, if you haven't seen it, this is from the, what month is it? May? The May spin where I did the main braid from the Napa Valley Fiber of the Month Club, or Kit of the Month really. And so I spun it on my wheel, and since I only have one bobbin on that wheel, I ended up winding the spun yarn off onto a cotton ball, well, pom-pom, and in both instances. Got some random fiber there. And I decided instead of plying it on a wheel, which I have a project currently on my wheel, I would ply it with this drop spindle, which is totally a legitimate way of plying wheel spun yarn. It's more portable, it's a little bit different motion. I have a bit of carpal tunnel, so I need to be careful sometimes. I overdo it. Actually, I overdo it a lot. But anyway, another thing I like about spinning with a spindle is I can take my time and make sure that the ply is exactly what I want. Sometimes I can get to going too fast on a wheel when plying, and later on find out I've underplied some of my yarn. But if you zoom in here, cameraman, you can see this beautiful, it almost looks like a strand of pearls, the way it's plied. And this tells me that this spin turned out, that it spun just right, and now it's plying very evenly. And so that's what they tell you, spinners will tell you if you're learning. If it turns out looking like a strand of pearls, you've done it just right. That's basically perfect yarn right there. But this is trending more towards thread, which is what I want. My plan for this particular thread, I have to not call it yarn because it's pretty much thread, is I want to spin up all 8 ounces using my antique wheel, Grace, and plying like this. And then once I've got it all spun, I'm going to warp it on my loom. I want to try and do a wider width. Let's see if I can get towards the max width on my loom, which is 32 inches, I believe, and do a piece of fabric, which I hope that I can have the courage to actually sew into something like a vest or a skirt if I make enough. That's my plan anyway. I've actually been pretty chicken about cutting my weaving and doing anything with it besides just making scarves and fabric samples. But this I actually do want to make into something wearable as my goal. One of my major goals as a weaver and a spinner is spinning up thread in a way that can be woven as a usable fabric. I love making scarves, and I think that's really fun, and the variety that can be done with a 4-shaft loom, which is what I use mostly, is awesome, and I just like plain woven as well. But the ability to make my own fabric is really fascinating to me, and that's been one of my major goals as a spinner and as a weaver. So I recently achieved that with my last weaving. That was really exciting. I sent that fabric sample off to a friend to make into doll clothes. So that's really fun. I can't wait to see the result. But anyway, you can see that I've already got a nice amount on my spindle here. I chose this is a really large spindle, but it's actually not very heavy. I chose this one for the capacity it has because I'm curious to measure it, but I've actually got quite a few yards on the yarn balls, and so we'll see how much it actually ends up being. It could be several hundred yards. And this is 2 ounces of fiber. So halfway through the first braid. Anyway, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. Hopefully we will. Tomorrow I'm planning on doing a video on a very awesome junk shop find, so stay tuned for that. If everything works out and we're not roasted out of the outdoors, then that will be coming up. And once this gets all plied, that may take me a little bit of time with this much yarn, I will come back on and show you the result of that. And once all the yarn is spun up, we'll probably do something on that too. Anyway, thank you for watching, for joining me today, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ding the bell icon to receive notifications of when we put up new videos. We put them up as often as we can. Hit that like button, it helps, and leave a comment letting me know what you think. What do you think of this thread? It's very pretty. It's a pink and white and a beautiful, beautiful golden yellow in the color theme of rose for the month of May. If you haven't already, go check out the unboxing of this kit. It is absolutely gorgeous. And check out the spin. So, as always, have a great day.